What is the capture, crunch, change process? If you really want to improve your key processes over time, the capture, crunch, change process can help you do just that. I created this process, over 20 years ago as a plant manager to help improve my work processes, and it was really an evolution of process management and measurement at the front lines that I had been working on for 10 years prior to that. I learned that by trending data for the key measures I defined when I create the scorecard summary blueprint, and by capturing the key errors and defects that occur each day in the areas of process responsibility, I can begin to identify problems that are holding back my performance improvement efforts. I've had people take this process, use it themselves in subsequent organizations, and get very similar results. So it's proven and it works. The key is every process owner has to capture around 10 key measures each day for each process they're responsible for. They also need to capture the key errors, defects, problems that affected process performance that day in a data set so it can be analyzed. Your daily focus should be defined by 5 factors: your balanced scorecard, your job description, the key processes you own, process operating standards that include quality standards, and your desired team results. These 5 items combined should tell you what is important. There should be alignment between them as well, although that is not the case in many organizations. Each day, the key costs and counts from your daily dashboard go into a cost and count summary spreadsheet. Similarly, each day you enter your key errors and defects into a spreadsheet or a similar data set collection software. By investing this time daily, you set the stage for analyzing process trends and problem patterns that keep you from great results. If you track the key information associated with each defect and error in the table as well, you will begin to see patterns. Plus, you'll have data to help you prioritize which areas need improvement the most. You can then work with your team to identify improvements that will help eliminate waste, and you'll have the information necessary to let you know if your improvements made a difference. Better information will also exist for sharing your end-of-the-month performance with others when they want to know how you did. What is the daily dashboard? The daily dashboard is a key tool for making the visual workplace a reality. Each day, each process owner is responsible for completing a daily dashboard report similar to the one shown here. In order to complete this type of report, the process owner needs to track key waste events and performance results for each key performance area. This report can then be posted in the work area to let people know how they did yesterday from a fact-based perspective. It can help send a more balanced message about what is important because each of the measures from your balanced scorecard are represented on the dashboard. By using color coding, people can quickly see where they did well, the green areas for example, and where they did not do so well, the red areas. In addition to gauging the relative level of performance in each area of importance, people can also see why they may not have done so well. The daily dashboard report tells the story about what happened because all key waste events have been captured. Because it is created in a digital form, for example, in an Excel spreadsheet, each day is documented so that performance over time can be analyzed. There are a variety of ways that you can choose to capture this type of information from a manual versus digital perspective, or from a daily versus weekly angle. But the key thing to realize here is that this approach works much better than simply reviewing performance once a week or once a month. Its visual nature sends a much stronger message than simply telling people that yesterday was not too bad of a day, or we need to do better today because yesterday was not so good. How do you let people know they did a good job and where they need to keep improving? Capturing daily costs and counts. If you want to reduce meeting waste, for example, you have to trend meeting performance over time. A key costs and counts summary spreadsheet, similar to the one shown on the graphic, can be used for this purpose, just as it can for most any work process. If you prefer to use a different database and analysis app, feel free to do so. The key is to capture and use key data from each meeting, in other words, each process transaction, to generate trend lines and analyze performance patterns over time. In the tracking meeting performance example, one row of the spreadsheet is used to capture the details specific to a given meeting. Add base data types to your own spreadsheet if you wish, but at a minimum, try to capture the number of people in the meeting, the planned and actual length of the meeting in minutes, an overall meeting effectiveness score, and a number of meeting defects. Additional columns can be used to track specific high-volume defect counts and meeting types, such as conference call versus face-to-face. Meeting costs can be estimated using a weighted average labor cost per hour rate, the actual meeting length, and the number of people in attendance. You can obtain the meeting ineffectiveness cost by multiplying 1 minus the meeting effectiveness survey score by the cost. In other words, we take the total cost of the meeting, we look at how effective the meeting was, we discount that meeting cost, and add it to what the total would have been had we had no problems, had we been 100% effective. It's been my experience that by simply tracking this information and reviewing the trends at the start of each successive meeting, most people will change their in-meeting behavior enough to significantly affect the results within 4 to 6 weeks. Providing the team with feedback relative to defect frequency, meeting cost, and meeting score is usually enough to motivate people to make changes on their own. You can get even better results if you work as a group in an open dialogue manner to talk about why these results are being produced. Why do we have meeting defects of different types? Eventually, your team might even develop the ability to address meeting defects as they happen. Example, Errors and Defects Database. The Process Errors and Defects Database is a key tool for reducing downtime, quality problems, and even employee issues. My experience has taught me that most processes have 7 types of waste incidents: accidents, machine downtime, machine damage, material waste, rework, customer complaints, and employee issues. Even in an office environment, equipment performance, software performance can fit in for machine downtime or machine damage. You can decide if you want to set up one database to capture all of these problems, using a type code to keep them sorted and later analyzed, or if you want to set up a separate Excel database table for each error or defect type. It is much more important to track the errors or defects themselves than it is to debate over one database or several. Typically, as the volume of errors per day goes up, the need for an independent data set exists. However, you should always have one field in that data set that allows you to link it relationally to other data sets. In this example database, note the types of information that are collected for each waste event. You should always try to capture date, time or cost, product, and location information for each of your waste events. If you're not making products, capture the service type. The other types of information you collect will vary to some degree depending on the type of waste event captured. So it might make better sense to have one table for each type of waste event. Again, don't debate it. Start collecting information, see what you get, take it from there. In this example, equipment downtime is being captured. You should note that the cause field does not capture the root cause of the problem, but instead captures the cause of the time loss. You will then need to use a sound approach to root cause analysis, such as the Taproot root cause analysis process, to actually find the root causes of your process problems.